Hello there, welcome to Bryan Lomax Movie Talk and my review for the Netflix film I Am Mother. I saw the trailers for this. It looked quite interesting, but Netflix can kind of be a bit hit and miss, so it took me a bit of a while to actually get around to it. I'm glad I did. The story centres on this character of the daughter. We never get a name for her, she's always just known as the daughter. Played by Clara Rugard, and she basically has been kept in this facility for her whole life, being raised by this droid, this robot, who is referred to as Mother. And all she knows is that there has been some kind of apocalyptic event outside. Mankind has kind of been pretty much wiped out, and she is the first of what will hopefully be the next race of human beings who will go back out and repopulate the earth once it's ready to do so. However, when Hilary Swank's character kind of comes knocking at the door, it kind of upsets the apple cart, and we're kind of then left with these questions: who's lying, who's telling the truth, who is on the daughter's side, who is not, and yeah, that's the mystery. What the answers are part of the fun of watching the film, I guess. First of all, this is a much bigger film than I was anticipating, because when we were trapped in this location for most of the movie, to be honest, we're in this facility, I figured that's where we would stay. I figured it would just be all about, it would be one of those one location kind of movies in which you get a few actors together, which I'm fine with. I like those kind of movies. But yeah, I was quite surprised when about 2/3 of the way through the movie really does open up and we see the outside world, and it has kind of a Matrix vibe about it when we get there. There's a lot of cues in this film actually to other science fiction movies, and I think that's just the nature of the beast. When you make a science fiction film, there's always going to be stuff that's gone before that's going to feed into that. But I think what they do here is make something that feels fresh, make something that feels original, even though it does take elements from other movies. Hilary Swank's character feels very reminiscent of Sarah Connor, just her personality, the way she plays it. This is the best that Hilary Swank has been for quite some time, to be honest, from my perspective. You know, the films I've seen her in over the past few years, this is the one that's kind of stuck out for me. It's one that I will find myself, I think, going back to and watching again. She gives a really good performance, a really solid performance. Rugard as well is very good as the daughter. I've not seen her in anything else, but yeah, I'm pretty certain she will go on to great things based purely on the evidence of the performance she gives here. Some really great cinematography as well. It is a film that allows the story to breathe. It's not, MTV cutting. We're not all over the place. We've got a lot of very still shots. It takes its time with things, and all the better for it, as I always say. But yeah, it looks nice. It's a very nice looking film, and I'm not sure what the budget was on this. I would imagine it was quite a low budget, but they definitely get their money's worth. Like I say, when we open up to the outside world, 2/3 of the way through, it does feel like a much bigger film than I was anticipating. However, it's not just about the special effects. It's not a case where the enormity of things that are going on is all down to what's on show visually. It's all about the story. It's all about character. Everything is driven by character, by this relationship between the mother and the daughter, and this idea of where our humanity comes from. And again, it harkens back to Terminator 2. I picked up on the Sarah Connor vibe. There is that idea that was kind of dealt with in Terminator 2, in which theoretically a machine would make a better parent than a human being, because it's not hindered by certain lack of moral responsibility in certain senses. Once the sense of morality is programmed into it, it can be very rigid with it, whereas human beings can tend to let their moral compass slide. You know, and that, like I say, it was examined in T2, and that's examined here. It's one of the main themes that runs throughout. Without spoiling anything either, I will say that I think the ending is quite ballsy in many ways. It's a good ending. It's a satisfying ending. There's some ambiguity there as well with regards to one particular character. You know, there's a bit of a spiritual element that comes into it, that comes into play. Are the things that have happened throughout the film part of God's design, or are they been manipulated by a person or a droid or whoever? You know, there is room there for a spiritual kind of reading of the film, but also to go the other way and say not, depending on your inclination. And I do like films like that. I like films that leave it open and that don't just kind of hammer you over the head with things. That's one of the things I didn't like about Tau, which is another Netflix kind of sci-fi film. One of the things that kind of held me off watching this for a couple of weeks is from the trailer, it did have that Tau kind of vibe about it. And the thing with Tau is it kind of set up all these really great ideas, these themes, but then it hit you over the head with the answers. It spoon-fed you the answers. It told you what you should think, what you should walk away with from the film, whereas this doesn't. You know, it raises questions like all great sci-fi should, and it doesn't necessarily give you the answers. It just says, well, that's the proposition. What do you think? You know, so yeah, I really like that about the film. I love the design of the robot as well, of Mother. It kind of reminds me, for anyone who's seen the TV series Babylon 5, there was a character in that called Kosh. I think his name was Kosh, I'm pretty sure it was. But the design of it kind of reminds me of that. Certainly the shape of the head with the little eye thing in the middle. But yeah, it's a great character. Given that it doesn't have any proper facial features, human facial features, they do enough there with the design work to give it a sense of character, to make you feel like there is something going on underneath, that you know, the cogs are turning back there. So yeah, and you never know where to sit with her. Is she a villain? Is she really the hero of the story? Who knows? Yeah, I like that. I like that ambiguity. I like the way they play back and to with regards to which side of the fence her character may or may not sit on. Rose Byrne does a really great job on that score with the voice, kind of, yeah, flitting from possibly being the biggest threat in the room and possibly being the most loving individual in the room. So yeah, she does a really good balancing act there with her vocal performance. Couple that with the physicality of what Luke Hawker is doing within the suit, and you've got a really great character. One of the best kind of robot characters I've seen on screen for quite some time. This is director Grant Sputor's first feature film. He's done a bit of TV work, he's done a short before, but yeah, this is his first feature. And I got to say, based on the strength of this, I'm really looking forward to seeing what this guy is going to come out with next. Yeah, it's a really good film, very good indeed. If you're a sci-fi nut like me and you're looking for a really great sci-fi film, then yeah, I think you need to check this out. Go over to Netflix, give this a watch. It's really good stuff. I give it a 4 out of 5. If you have seen it, I do want to know what you thought about it. So please do leave your comments down in the section below. Thanks for watching this video, and until next time, crack in.